This seems like it's kind of slow. Let me see what it looks like on here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Mm, Is my stomach growling? Let's see. I should have let y'all know I was going live. Let me see. Okay. It's just grainy. I wonder why it's grainy like that. Is it the. Is that better? Not really. Not much. I'm gonna see if y'all gonna show up. Cause it's a few things that I want to talk to y'all about. And I know y'all ain't used to. Where is the chat? Oh, the chat is right there, I guess. Y'all not used to me. Where's my phone? Did I bring my phone in here? Gizmo, what mommy phone? Because then I could probably see on there. What I do with the phone? Yeah. Oh, here it is. I can see because I can't see the chat on here. Oh, I can't see the chat, y'all. See, I like StreamYard better than going live on YouTube. Let me turn this down. Hi, Miss Elizabeth. I can't see the chat, but we're gonna work it out. We're gonna get it together. Have you been following now? It's two things that I really want to talk about. One is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I want to talk about her situation, and another one is the conjoined twins, Abby and I don't know what the other twins' name is. Let me find it. Abby. Why don't we see it's only saying Abby's name? Brittany, Brittany and Abby. So let me see which one got married. Abby. Abby got married. If you don't know who the conjoined twins are, that is them. And I have been following their story since they were maybe about 6 or 7 years old. They went on the Oprah show. That was how I first saw them. They were little girls and they were on the Oprah show. Now, they are a set of twins who share a body, but they have two heads. They are adults now, and they recently, one of them recently got married. And it's just, of course, everybody on social media has been, talking about, like, how does this man marry one twin when the twins are connected? So how does he marry just one? But they are considered separate people because they both have separate ID, they have separate driver's license. I remember when they were taking their driver's license test, they both had to take the test. So they have separate driver's license. They have separate everything. Everything that they have separate social security cards, everything, because technically they are two people. They just share a body. So one of them got married recently. And the thing is, the marriage wasn't recent. I think they saying they've been married since 2021, and they just released to the public that they were married, that they got married. They've been married. I guess they just didn't want everybody to know that they were married until recently. And everything about people have questions about everything. Like how are they intimate together with the sister being right there? Because they are connected at the neck. Two heads connected at the neck. So it's not like the sister and her husband could be intimate and the other sister can just, go in another room. She can't do that because she can't leave. She can't leave her sister. She is They are conjoined. And people were saying, well, what if the other sister decides that she want to get married, or that she wants to date, or she wants to start seeing somebody? How is all of this going to work out in the bed? So it's going to be two men in the bed, one man on one side, one man on the other side, and then them in the middle. How would that even work? They would have to take turns being intimate because they only, from the waist down, they share. They share everything from the waist down. It's only one. At the top, I think they have some separate organs, but from the waist down, they share. So it says conjoined twins Abby and Brittany have welcomed a new family member, and they wouldn't change a thing. After all, it's the only way of life they know. Wow. I knew he was going to start doing that. Okay, okay, that's enough. While they have their own hearts, brain, lung, stomach, and kidney, they do share other organs like liver and bladder. That has to be a lot. Okay, now I can see them having two brains because it's two heads. They each have their own head. But to have separate lungs, stomach, and kidney, it's a lot going on in their bodies. a lot. So that's been interesting. And then Gypsy Rose has left her husband for her ex fiance. I knew Gypsy wasn't gonna stay with that dude. I knew she wasn't going to. Gizmo, you are gonna mess around and fall on the floor. I knew that Gypsy was not going to stay with her husband. If y'all saying what is going on with Miss Brown hair, I got my hair braided because I'm waiting on these hair products. I'm waiting on these hair products to come from Amazon so I can do my hair. And they haven't got here yet. And I wanted to do this video. Well, really, I wanted to test out and see what it was like going live on YouTube using the YouTube app because I've never done that before. Normally, when I go live on StreamYard. And so I wanted to see what it was like because at first you had to download some other kind of software or something on your computer in order to go live on YouTube. You just couldn't click go live, but they updated their software or something. So now you can go live straight on um YouTube. Okay. Now I can see the chat. Um you can go live straight on YouTube and not have to go through any rigmarole. So I wanted to see what it was like. I don't like the camera doesn't look as clear as it does on StreamYard, but we're gonna work with it today. But anyway, Gypsy, Gypsy Rose, and if you don't know who Gypsy Rose is the young lady that went to jail for 8 years after masterminding the unaliving of her mother, who had Munchausen by proxy syndrome, where the parent abuses the child and for like medical reasons and stuff. So anyway, Gypsy had got with this young man and ends up unaliving. The young man ends up unaliving Gypsy's mother. So Gypsy did 8 years in prison behind that. Even though the young man was the one that actually did the unaliving, Gypsy was the one that kind of masterminded the whole thing, let the dude in the house and all this kind of stuff. So she got 8 years. I think he got life, if I'm not mistaken. He got life, and Gypsy got 8 years. And so Gypsy got out of prison last year, like right before Christmas, I think, around there, somewhere around there, either right before Christmas or right after Christmas, one of the two. But anyway, I think Gypsy had married some guy while she was in prison. Like they were started off as like pen pals or whatever. And I think they got married while she was in prison. But anyway, she got out of jail. And like I said, she's only been out since December. And her and the dudes are separated already. And Gypsy then went with one of the other guys that she had been pen paling with, who I think also lives in Louisiana. So Gypsy then left her husband already and is with some other guy. Gypsy, I don't believe that Gypsy is going to stay with anybody. Gypsy is not going to be able to maintain a normal relationship because she didn't grow up normal. She grew up sheltered by her mother, not going to school. Like her mother had took her out of school. She was like homeschooling her. Gypsy has no social skills because the social skills she have is jailhouse social skills because that's the only time that she was away from her mother is when she went to prison. So she doesn't have any regular social skills, no like dating social skills, none of the things that would make her a quote unquote normal, healthy. I guess she's in her 30s now. Hey Siri,
Hmm?
how old is Gypsy Rose Blanchard? I didn't ask you how old she was when she unalived her mama. How old is she now? So she about 31. She's probably 31 because she was 23 when the incident happened with her mother, and she did 8 years in jail. So she is in her 30s. So mentally, she is not in her 30s. She is nowhere near in her 30s mentally because of everything that she has been through. And I'm not saying that any of that is her fault, the fact that she is developmentally, I would say developmentally delayed. I don't think any of that is her fault. It's because of what she went through with her mom and her mom being mentally ill and basically holding her back and not allowing her to be around other children. I think if Gypsy had probably went to school and had the interactions that she needed and been a normal kid at school, she she does seem a little like maybe she would have had to go to special ed or something, but she would have been better off than what she is now, because now I just see it's going to be hard for her to maintain a normal, healthy relationship. So she, when she first got out of jail, she was trying to maintain all of these social media platforms. She was on TikTok, she was, on Twitter, she was doing this and that, and people started coming for her, and telling her stuff like, you should still be in jail. Your boyfriend is, your ex is still in jail. You should still be in jail with him. They should not have let you out of jail because you had something to do with the unaliving of your mother, which is true. I believe the same thing because it was Gypsy that basically had the plan. The boyfriend just went through with it. She had the plan. She was the one that, basically wanted her mother to be unalived. And she used that young man to make her plan come through. He was the one that put everything in motion because she didn't want to do it, but he did, which is really sad because I really feel like the young man, he had some mental issues. I think he was like high functioning autistic or something. He had mental issues and she used him and he ended up now serving a life sentence behind that stuff, and Gypsy is out living her best life, jumping from dude to dude, just out here living. And it's really sad. you know what is the weather like in the areas where you guys are? Because I know that it was some bad weather in like Kentucky and Ohio and some other places. I know there was some tornadoes and stuff, I think in Ohio yesterday or Kentucky, one of those places. So I'm hoping that nobody is in the areas where it's really bad weather. We have in um Hey Lisa's Corner, we're having some rain. Last night we had some wind. I was really surprised at how windy it was last night. It was like really windy. It was like really cold last night, and today it's been raining off and on practically since I got up this morning. Well, since before I got up this morning, because when I woke up, I heard the rain hitting the windows. I was like, "Oh, it's raining already." And it's basically been raining off and on all day here. It's really it's chilly. It's in the 50s. And I know some people are, girl, it's in the 50s. That ain't cold. But it's cold for the Bay Area. When it's in the like 50, not like 55, 56, 55, 56, I can tolerate. But when it gets down to like 50, 49, 48 degrees, it's cold. And we live pretty close to the water, so I think adds um that adds to the bringing down of the temperatures. So that's all I really wanted to talk about, Miss the conjoined twins. I mean, I wish them nothing but health and happiness. And if the sisters, with them already being married, I think they said since 2021, and they just never said anything about it, then maybe things are going great. And maybe they have a solution for their intimate times, but I just could not imagine having a sister and my sister is in the bed with me when me and my husband are having intimate times together. And not only in the bed with you, but like super close to you, like right here. And she can't move. I couldn't imagine that. But I'm pretty sure they have, you know, they have figured out a way to deal with the situation. Like, I don't know how. Like, I couldn't even imagine it, because when me and my husband, like, when we go out, when we go out to dinner, and just like when we went out to dinner for Valentine's Day, and it was just like me and him, I just want it to be just me and him. I don't want another person tagging along, and they have to tag along because you can't get rid of them. And I know that, I'm pretty sure that, they've been conjoined all of their lives. So I'm pretty sure they have figured out how to deal with each other. Cause like I would think, like, what is it like if one of them is sleepy and the other one is not sleepy, because they don't share a brain, so they don't sleep at the same time, you know. But if one of them is sleepy, they both have to lay down because their necks are connected. So if one of them is like, girl, I'm tired, we got to go lay down. But I'm not tired. I want to stay up and work on a computer, or I want to stay up and, watch YouTube videos or something. I guess you just got to lay down while the other one just, goes on to sleep, and then she can stay woke and put her headphones on or whatever. I'm pretty sure they have a system. But, you as a person that is not conjoined, looking at their situation, you would be like, oh God, I couldn't deal with it. Because I like my space. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine every time I go to the bathroom, somebody else is in the bathroom with me. Every time you have absolutely no personal space because there is someone else attached to your body and you can't help it. And what is it like for a man? Like, I asked my husband, I was talking to my husband about this, and I asked my husband, I said, would you marry somebody like that? And he was like, if I did, I would have to marry both of them. I said, but it's illegal. It's illegal to marry two people. He said, yeah, then you would marry the other sister illegally, because he said that he thinks that it would just be too hard to be in a relationship with just one of the sisters because the other one is right there. And that's what I think too. I think they just not, of course, you don't want to tell, they're not going to tell anybody that they're doing that. But I think that they just both in a relationship with him. They he's just getting the best of both worlds. He got a wife and a sister wife. Literally a sister wife, like on that show. The guy that is, where are they? In Utah, I think. And he's got this show, Sister Wives. I really think that that's probably the situation. Like, that makes sense to me, that you would just be with both of them. Oh, in this other situation I saw, and this happened on Easter Sunday, where the youth pastor at a church, him and his wife were having issues. I guess they had, the way the news is reporting it, is the wife had been cheating on him with the organist, with the guy that plays the organ at the church. So the youth pastor and his wife were divorced. So I guess the organ player must have like been, rubbing it in his face, like, "Ah, I got your wife, blah blah blah." And they got into it after church. After church, the youth pastor and the organist got into it after church. The organist ended up pulling out a gun and taking the life of the youth pastor in front of, in the street. It happened on the street, in front of other parishioners and people in the neighborhood, because people in the neighborhood said that they heard them arguing. They heard them arguing, and one man said one lady said she, was outside with her child or something, and all of a sudden she heard the gunshots, and when she looked over there, she saw um the young pastor on the ground. So um this man unalived the youth pastor of the church. I think I have their pictures. So this is the man that did it. This is the man that plays the organ, and this is the youth pastor and his ex-wife. And that happened on Easter Sunday. Can you imagine going to church, going to church on Easter Sunday, and the youth pastor and the organ player get into an argument, and the man pull out a gun? That's the three of them. They calling it a love triangle. After church was over, you didn't hallelujah, and you didn't shout it. The choir done ushered in the Holy Ghost. Y'all done shouted all over the church, and the doors of the church done been open and everything, and y'all leaving, you saying your goodbyes, everybody chit, how everything go after church, everybody be chit chatting and talking and stuff, and you get outside, and the pastor and the other man get to arguing. Nobody can split them up before this guy pulls out a gun. Like, it wasn't no deacons or nobody could stop this before it got out of hand. Nobody. So now this pastor is deceased, and I think they say he left like four children. He had like four sons or something, and the organ player is in jail, all behind a woman. I mean, you done broke up with your husband. Y'all still go to the same church. You and your husband then got a divorce. Y'all still go to the same church. Why would you mess with another man in front of his face? And you know how fragile the male ego is. Why would you even want to mess with a man in front of his face, even though, yes, you're divorced, you should be able to do whatever you want to do, but it's at church though. You couldn't do that. You couldn't wait until you got home to do that. Like, you didn't know that was going to be a mess. That was going to cause some problems. It was going to be some issues behind that. Like, you really didn't know that. So now the church, has to deal with that type of scandal, which is really sad. That's like really sad. Like, they have lost their youth pastor and a musician the same day. Like, y'all wait till Easter Sunday to bring a gun to the church on Easter Sunday. Like, he must have knew something was gonna jump off for him to even be packing at church. You must have knew it. You had an idea that something was going to happen for you to even bring that to church. You ain't safe nowhere nowadays, y'all, for real. And I'm not, I'm normally not the type of person. I'm not a fear monger. I'm not a person that be like, oh, the sky is falling and all that kind of stuff. You know, like some people, like y'all really tripping off of this eclipse that's coming. I will be so glad when this eclipse is over because I'm so sick of these conspiracy theorists and the skies falling people, the flat earth people, the this people, the that people. I'm sick of it. I will be so glad when this eclipse is over and we can just go back to living our lives like normal because people are like, oh, the National Guard is coming out. Make sure you have water and batteries and food and get to your bunker, your underground bunkers, and this is going to happen and that is going to happen. Like people act like we have never had an eclipse before. Like this is not our first eclipse. This is not the first one that we've had. I remember having I remember them giving us them little glasses when we was like in elementary school. Oh, we're going to have an eclipse. You have to wear these glasses. You can't look at the sun and all this kind of stuff. I remember that from when I was a little kid. So this is not the first one. Why y'all acting like this has never happened before? I'll be so when is it? On the 8th? It's next week, I think. I think it's on the 8th. Let me look at my calendar. That's no, that's in 4 days. We are this the fourth already. Oh, it's Monday, and I got a dental appointment Wednesday. So it's Monday. I'll be so glad when it is over because y'all don't know how to act. Some of y'all don't know how to act. Y'all acting like this has never happened before. And I'll be sitting here laughing when don't nothing happen. And if something does happen, if by chance something does happen, you can't stop it. If it is the end of the world, you can't stop it. You can't do nothing to change it. The only thing you can do is ride it out. So why get why get all excited and upset about something that you can't change? You can't do nothing about it. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I don't even know what time it is. I was gonna say, oh, we should go live, but I don't even know what time it starts here in California because we all on different we on different time zones, and I think the eclipse like is going to move across the time zones or whatever. So I don't know, child. If it's something interesting, I'll go live, but I don't even know if we gonna be able to see it from here. Let me look on my phone and see. Let's see what it says. It says, unfortunately, for eclipse fanatics on the West Coast, Californians will not be able will Californians will be able to see only a partial eclipse From this state's vantage point, the moon and sun won't be exactly aligned, and only a portion of the sun's disk is blocked. So we'll only be able to see a little bit of it. I ain't tripping. We only get to see 50% of it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be on every news station. It's going to be on TikTok and everything. So I'm not tripping because I'm definitely. Oh, it's not even any better in LA. LA will only see 50%. We are in Northern California. It says the sun will dim briefly, giving the appearance of a Pac-Man like chunk taken out of the sun. That's all we gonna see. I'm not tripping. So what we'll see is gonna look something like that. So it'll be interesting regardless. Oh, I wonder what time is it though? What time is it gonna start? Oh, here it is right here. What time is the lunar eclipse in California? Oh, at 11:27 a.m. to 12:35. Okay. All right. So at 11:27, I'll be outside. We'll go live. I hope it's not on one of them like foggy days and we won't really be able to see anything. But okay, now they saying we need to be out there at 11:15. Okay, so I just go outside at 11. And I gotta get some eclipse glasses. I think they said they was passing them out at Sonic. I think they got the glasses at Sonic. I'm gonna try to go this weekend and see. Cause I'm definitely not paying no $9 for some at Amazon. Somebody named Warby Parker who sells glasses is passing them out for free. Who else is passing them out? Shoot, cause I definitely don't. I heard Sonic had them. Oh, Lowe's got them for $2. $2.48. Maybe I get some from Lowe's because it's a Lowe's by my house. Shoot, Target trying to sell them for $12. I'm gonna get some from Lowe's because I don't know where this Warby Parker is. They say you can make your own, but child, I'm not the one. Okay, is Sonic giving away Eclipse glasses? Sonic Drive-In released a themed blackout slush float drink that comes with a free pair of Eclipse glasses. The black drink is made to resemble the darkness of the eclipse with cotton candy and dragon fruit flavors. And I heard that it was disgusting. And I don't like float um drinks. So I don't. Gizmo, please don't. Who is that? Who is that, buddy? Oh, that's somebody in the garage. You okay? Well, that's it, y'all. I really just came in to chit chat for a minute and to see because y'all can't see me at all now. It's getting dark in here, and I don't feel like getting up turning on the light. Um, I just wanted to see what how this live situation was compared to StreamYard. I'm gonna have to see if Lowe's really have some of those glasses because I do want to go outside. Um, if we can see it a little bit, I do at least want to be able to see it a little bit. So I'll check and see this weekend. Maybe that'll be our thing for this weekend. Seeing if we can find these eclipse glasses. They say they got them at Walmart, but I'm not buying no 5 pack for $15. They doing too much. Way too much. Not 15. I don't want to see it that bad. Not for $15. All right, y'all. I will probably see. I don't know. I might see you guys tomorrow. If I do decide to go live tomorrow, I will put it on the community tab. So check the community tab. That's where, I post all my photos and stuff that I want to share with you guys. Make sure you are checking that. You're probably like, what is the community tab? Um, this thing where I be posting all the pictures and where I share photos, and that's the community tab. My granddaughter just did me dirty. So make sure you're checking there because that's where like all the updates and all that kind of stuff will be listed. If I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go live in an hour or whatever, that's where it will be. So thank you, ladies, for showing up. The two of you that did show up, or the three of you, however many it is here. I appreciate you guys for coming. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button on your way out. And if you're not caught up on the rest of the videos that I have posted this week, make sure you check those out. And I will see you guys soon. I love you. Thanks for being here. Bye. Now let me see, how do I get out of here?